Hey guys, it is Chopping with Cheryl, and I just thought I would show you a little bit about what I am doing today to get ready for our meals for this week. I know this morning I came on live and talked about a little bit of grocery shopping tips and having my meal plan and my grocery list in hand. And so I'm going to show you a little bit about what I've done today to get prepped for the week. So hang on just a second. I'm going to flip the camera. So what I've done here is I have pre-browned some hamburger. This is grass-fed beef, which is the only kind of beef that we eat. It's just a healthier fat content, and I just, when we can afford to actually buy a quarter of a beef or a half a beef, that is our plan. But I am making a recipe called Turkey Sloppy Joes, but I'm actually changing it up a little bit and doing it with beef. So this is some onions and red pepper and garlic that I've pre-sauteed and removed from the pan. And now we're going to add to this, and it's such a pretty color, but this is going to be Sloppy Joes. And I'll tell you, you used to use the Manwich or the canned Sloppy Joe mix, and this is 10 times better. So you just kind of brown that all up, or get it all mixed up after you've browned your hamburger and sauteed your veggies. And then I made homemade red sauce, and this is called Grandma's Italian tomato sauce, and it's also from the recipe of the Fixate. And it smells so good. It's a versatile sauce, and you can use it for anything. They have it for the Sloppy Joes. They use it in the recipe book for taco meat. So it's just a real basic red sauce that is canned tomatoes, tomato paste, onions, garlic, and if I can find them, I actually had some Parmesan cheese that had some rind on it, and the recipe called for tossing in the rind, which is the really thick part of the Parmesan that doesn't grate up. And it doesn't melt either, so it just kind of gives it a little robust flavor. But the recipe calls for, you can see this recipe is well used. It calls for 1.5 cups of the Grandma's tomato sauce. So let me on while I'm doing that and talk to you. All right, so one of the things that I really wanted to talk to you guys about today as well is when you are prepping in the kitchen, it's super important to have clean and organized workspaces. And so I really, before I even get started in the kitchen, after I've gone grocery shopping and when I get home, I make sure my countertops are clean, my dishes are all washed, and I just, it just makes it so much more enjoyable when you're not having to work around a bunch of dirty dishes. So I'm going to add the 1.5 cups of the sauce. I'll get my measuring ladles. This is an awesome ladle that I got from Weight Watchers, actually. It is already has the measurement on it. So it's 1 cup. So I'm just going to scoop a cup of that sauce out of there and pour it onto the meat sauce and do about half of that again, so it's like 1.5 cups. Pour that in there. The recipe also calls for 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, so just your average plain tomato paste. Add that in there, so 3 tablespoons of that. And then you're going to mix it around. Let me flip the camera. Going to mix it around. It also calls for pure maple syrup, which is what gives it that really yummy sweet flavor like you get in that canned Manwich stuff. So you can see, sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera and stir this one-handed, but I'm going to turn my heat down. And I'm going to grab my, while you guys watch the pot. This is the pure maple syrup. So you can see it's grade A, amber colored, rich tasting, 100% pure maple syrup. And you get to put a tablespoon of that in there. So I will add that to it. And then depending on how hot you like it, it calls for the crushed red pepper. And actually, no, it doesn't call for that. Hang on a second. It calls for hot pepper sauce, which I just happen to have. And it calls for so this is just the Frank's Red Hot. This is just the Kroger brand. So it calls for a teaspoon of that. So I'm just going to kind of measure out in this spoon that's already dirty. That's the other thing I hate to do, is have a bunch of dirty dishes after I'm all done. But you add that, and pick my camera back up. Stir it all around. It's really thick and it smells amazing. And just mix that around. The only thing I didn't have, guys, and the recipe calls for Worcestershire sauce, and I don't have any of that. I thought I did, but it's only a teaspoon, so I'm not sure how much different it would make it taste. But there it is. Yes, Katie, I love how versatile the recipes are in the Fix8 book too. And these are some of the recipes that we'll be using in my VIP group starting on May 1st. So if you guys want some yummy recipes like this, you got to get in the group. But anyways, that is our Sloppy Joes. And I'm having a hot flash, so I'm all sweaty. But I'll set the camera down, and ooh, sorry about that, guys. That is that for prepping, but everything else I did, I came home and I washed all my veggies. Like I fill up the sink with water and some vinegar, and I soak all my vegetables and my fruit. I get them all washed. I've got everything washed and put away in the fridge. I've got my chicken cooked up that I'll be shredding for our mason jar salads. And I will be slicing up this flat iron steak that I'll be using for fajitas this week. So I'll pre-slice it, I'll pre-season it, put it in a Ziploc bag, put some seasoning on it and let it marinate, and then when I'm ready for it, it's all cut up, ready to go. Because on a busy night, when I get home from work, I don't want to be spending time in the kitchen doing all that. And then I cooked up my bacon, so that's all cooked up for the week. And if I want a quick snack, I can grab it. And the one last thing was a new egg cup recipe that I made. They kind of look weird, but it's eggs and cream cheese, and then I had some mushrooms. You could really add whatever you want to it, but I had some mushrooms, and so I put it all in the NutriBullet and blended it all up, so it's kind of brown, but they're really tasty. As you can see, I'm missing one. But you could do any kind of vegetables with it. So it was 6 eggs and a 8-ounce thing of cream cheese, and it made 12 cups. So that's pretty much it for my prepping for today. The rest of the week, later on in the week, I'm going to be doing rainbow roasted vegetables and chicken. And then I'm also doing another dish called egg roll in a bowl. And so I'll be pre-browning up the hamburger for that. I'll also be making some meatballs to go with more of that grandmother's tomato sauce. And those are kind of things that I'll be doing in the next day or two, as I still have tomorrow off. So I'll finish doing some meal prepping tomorrow. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll be writing up a little blog today to go along with all my grocery shopping and meal prepping tips. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.